the second Daniel Craig James Bond movie.
I thought I could trust you. You said you weren't motivated by revenge.
I'm motivated by my duty.
I think you're so blinded by inconsolable rage that you don't care who you hurt. When you can't tell your friends from your enemies, it's time to go.
Quantum of Solace. The Quantum of Solace is directed by Mark Forster and it stars Daniel Craig as James Bond again, Olga Kurylenko, Judi Dench, and Matthew Armitage, as well as Jeffrey Wright. And like the Casino Royale, there will be spoilers in this review, so please be warned. I personally have heard bad things about Quantum of Solace. People have really disliked Quantum of Solace. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I thought it was a relatively good movie. People hated it because of Olga Kurylenko. I thought Olga Kurylenko was decent. She was good as the Bond girl, even though she didn't really spend much time with James Bond. Daniel Craig was great. He managed to develop his character a lot more off the events that happened in Casino Royale, where you see how it affected him, and his performance is better for that. Seeing Jeffrey Wright as Felix, that was very surprising. I was open to that idea, but he felt like a very different character to what he was in the very first movie. In the first movie, he appeared a little bit more welcoming, a little bit more accepting. He was a little bit more approachable. In this one, he just seemed cold and gruff, and he just seemed antisocial overall. He didn't want to be with his partner or James Bond or working with the bad guy. Matthew Armitage, he was alright. His acting was a bit over the top for my liking. His motives for what he did, it wasn't very well defined. The plot itself, which led to the plot being overcomplicated and fairly confusing with so many plot lines, and he was never given enough development for what he did. Like I said, the plan of the villain and the story was very confusing. It was because everyone double-crosses everyone. The Americans are double-crossing the villains are double-crossing the Americans, the MI6 wants to do with America, but America is going to double-cross MI6, and then there's the Bolivian army involved, and it just gets confusing. Throughout the movie, I could tell, alright, the sequel is clearly set up in this movie. There's an organization that has not been discovered yet, and it's got people everywhere, so it's clearly setting up for a sequel. That happened. Judi Dench, she was good. She did not have as much to do as I would have liked her to. She was just kind of there as even more of an authoritative figure. She was just there sitting in a room taking phone calls, or she was giving James Bond exposition. But overall, this movie was fairly fun, and it was entertaining. The writing was okay, the direction was alright, the acting was good across the board. The best was probably from James Bond himself. I'm going to give Quantum of Solace a 7 out of 10. I do recommend this movie. It is a fun time worth watching. If you like this video, leave a like down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to become one of the Platypus. Have you seen this movie? Tell me what you thought of it down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.